Hello everyone. Today we celebrate our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's birthday. And indeed, he's very well said that our dreams should never let us sleep. I'm a firm believer that everyone is invited, but a few are chosen. Indeed, a few are chosen. Each one of us has been invited to contribute actively in the development of our country. Have we taken that time and that invitation into consideration, or have we just given a deaf ear to it? I'd like to share a short story with you. Once there was a king who invited everyone from his kingdom for a wedding feast. But none of the people turned up. Most of them took up to their own farming, most of them went to their own work, stayed back with their own family having a gala time, and they didn't come for this banquet. The king had prepared the banquet, and then he told his soldiers, "Go call anyone and everyone who were there on the streets." And so did the soldiers do. And all the people came for the banquet who were being called in the last minute without any selection. And then later, what happened was when the king came out, he saw so many people over there. It's similar to us, our situation. Each one of us are citizens of India. Each one of us have that invitation to join in our very governance, to contribute in the development of our nation. But we are so much so tied into our own personal lives that we do not give time for it. That becomes our second priority. And there's another twisting turn to the story. As the king is seeing everyone in the party, he notices that one person over there who's not well dressed. The king goes and asks him, "How have you come like this for the banquet?" I just want you to think, unwanted person not dressed appropriately in the banquet. Because we did not turn up in taking the most important part in our governance, so it has happened that all unwanted people who had bad track records have come into power. And then here we are grumbling about it that they aren't doing their services well. Are we willing to drape ourselves in the right attire of considering our citizenship as a most important weapon and coming into power? I can understand most of us are more concerned, like how can we leave our profession? How can we just give up onto our personal lives, our families? Can we do it? Can we make the difference? It's not important that each one has to contest elections. It's not important that each one has to come into power only by forming a party. Yes, most of us have that potential and we must do it. Form a nice and new political party who turns out to be more instrumental. Most of us can contribute from our own personal ends, wherein we can form NGOs, wherein we can contribute from all that we have. I'm not asking you to donate, that is what is excessive, and then you give it. No, 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 no. When you're doing something for your nation, there has to be a cycle that continues and not once in a while. I want the youth to become more active, to take in an active part in giving suggestions, in improvising our governance. I have taken it up of spreading the word. I want you to think, what role are you going to take? Because do you know what happens in that story? The king was so annoyed that this person just did not reply to him. The king asked his soldiers to take this person who's not appropriately draped and throw him off. And what happened? His party had all the people whom he felt was right. We have the power to take off all those people who aren't performing appropriately. So let's think about it and let's get into action, my dear citizens of India. Jai Hind.